the hood of the Battle Axes of the Most High, coming to you with another fervent Friday. Yes. Praises to the Most High. Okay. Give everybody the opportunity to come on in. Pray that you had a blessed week. We're getting ready for dedications, man. We're getting ready for the Feast of Dedication, the Feast of Lights, Hanukkah. All right. Just giving everybody the opportunity to come in. All right. Shalom, Shalom, Don Israel. Shalom like no other. All right. Shalom, kings. Shalom, princesses, as y'all come in. Today's class is going to be Thou Hast Smitten All My Enemies. All mine enemies. It's been a long week. Our enemies have been doing the most. And you probably have experienced some of that unsavory actions that your enemies have been doing to you all week. You know, your jobs playing with your check, your jobs playing with your hours, your job playing with your wages. And they think that's cool. They think that's funny, right? Just people just doing way too much in regards to it. Just give opportunity for everybody to come on in, like, share, subscribe. Again, if you have not reached out to leadership to get your fees in for dedication, or you're looking to actually Shalom, brother Ezra, well, Soldier Ezra, Shalakia King, and you're looking to fellowship with us, please reach out to the leadership. The numbers are in the description if you don't already have them. All right. Again, the name of the class is Thou Hast Smitten All My Enemies. All right. Let's go ahead and get it started. All right, we're at the 2-minute mark, so we'll go ahead and get it started. We'll go over to the Book of Lamentations to start out. Going over to the Book of Lamentations. Yes, Soldier Ezra. Also my brother too, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get it started. We're going on in, all right? It's been past the 2-minute mark. Thou hast smitten all my enemies. We're going to start out the Book of Lamentations, all right? The 3rd chapter. Chapter 3, verse 46. That's what we're doing, all right? And it reads, all our enemies have opened their mouths against us. Have they not? All our enemies have opened their mouths against us. No matter if it's to Karen, no matter if it's to Kens, right? That get out here, oh, they're out here selling water. Oh, they're out here selling ice cream. Those niggas out here making money, right? They don't like that. All our enemies have opened their mouths against us. It's a cult. It's a hate group, right? But like the captains always say, you haven't seen us burning any menorahs or lilies on anyone's yard, haven't hung anybody, haven't dragged anybody from the back of a pickup truck. We have not done any of the things that have been done to our Negro, Indigenous, Latino, and Native American people. We've not done any of those things as the Klan has done, right? That's a real hate group. You don't see the Klan out there handing out turkeys, right? You don't see them doing any of that stuff for their community, right? Since they're in the world. Israelites, we don't really do that. We're going to feed you with the Bible, right? That's what we're going to feed you with, the Bible. Because all our enemies have opened their mouths against us. And what do they call us? BHI? Black Hebrew Israelites. All you're trying to do is just spit on the name. We're Israelites or Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew is the language, right? Israelites are the people. That's it. That's like us saying the white Eastern Europeans. There's no reason for us to say that. We know what they are. There's no reason to add a color to describe what, right? That's crazy. But that's the foolishness that they take our people through, as all our enemies have opened their mouths against us, but the Most High has smitten all of our enemies as well, right? And I'm gonna get a quick little side precept over here. We jump over to Lamentations 2:16, and it says, "All thy enemies have opened their mouths against thee; they hiss and gnash their teeth." Right? They hiss because they're a generation of vipers, right? They hiss and basically gnash their teeth, right? They say, "We have swallowed up her certainly. This is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it." They are proud in what they are doing to us as a people, right? They have our women out here on social media degrading themselves. Our children out here degrading themselves. Shalom, salute, Officer Yako, right? They have us degrading ourselves at high level. Shalom, Aqua, Genesis, right? They have us degrading ourselves on a daily basis, right? On a daily basis, all the times. All they're gonna do is wait for us to post a video, make a video to the video that we done made, and then speak evil or speak against us in regards to our character, right? But we're doing it to ourselves because we give them ammunition. Keep your kids off of making a bunch of stupid videos. Examine that, right? My wife was on social media, right? But she don't make any videos like that. And I tell her, I said, at the end of the day, you may get out there and you may want a positive feedback, but you got people that's lurking, that's not doing as well as you mentally or spiritually. And they're going to get on there just to hate or to rip your video down, tear your confidence apart. I said, so you have to be wise on how you do it and what you do when you go through it, right? Let's go over to Psalms 41, right? The book of Psalms, chapter 41, verse 5, right? It says, "My enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die? When shall his name perish?" Right? They're ready for us to be out of here. They're ready for our name to perish, right? They're ready for that. They want us to not exist anymore, right? When are we going to get those Negroes out of here, right? Let's go to Jeremiah 11:19 real quick. Hold that precept. We're going back. I'm just jump over to Jeremiah 11:9, right? Because they saying the same thing. They want us out of here, y'all. You think you could be a friend with Dylan? It's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen like how you thought it was, right? Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 19. "But I was like a lamb or an ox that is brought to the slaughter, and I knew not that they had devised devices against me, saying, let us destroy the tree with the fruit thereof," right? "Let us cut him off from the land of the living, that his name may be no more remembered," right? When we read right here, it says, "My enemies," we go back to Psalms 41:5, "my enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die and his name perish?" They want us out of here, family. They want us out of here, right? They speak evil of us, right? We get another precept for that. We're going to go over to Psalms. We're going to go over to Psalms 38:12, right? Just jump over a page or two, right? And it says, right here, 38:12, yeah. "They also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they seek my hurt, speaking mischievous things and imagining deceits all day long." All day long. So you think about that, right? They lay snares. Oh, we're gonna have y'all women putting eyelashes on. You don't know what that's gonna do to your eyes in a couple of years, right? Or hair on top of your hair with glue from chemicals. Who knows where that's coming from, right? They put that bonding glue on, it's black. You don't know what that's doing to your scalp. You don't know what that's doing when that seeps into your pores when you sweat. But guess what? They're doing this to our women, right? Our women are the carriers of our seed once we put the seed in them, right? Same thing with our men. Not put all that Beijing on, right? Some of the kids now, they're putting black lines on them. First, it was the white line outline for the tape, right? Now there's some kind of black line. Who knows, right? But again, we have to think about it. They seek after our lives. They lay snares for us, right? Salakia. They that seek my hurt speak mischievous things. Oh, those black people are thugs, right? That's a cult, right? Shalom, crypto, right? All of these things that they can put, their women are uneducated, their men are uneducated, their children are uneducated. They speak mischievous things. I want to fail their child. I'm not going to pay attention to their child while they're in class. Child's asking for help. I'm not going to give them any help. I'm going to just fail them. It's not my child. I don't care, right? He has those things on his shirt. She has those things on her dress. They make me uncomfortable, right? But they imagine deceits all day long. All day long, they imagine the deceits for us, right? Because if you're an Israelite, now all of a sudden it becomes your public enemy number one. Whether you know it or not, they look at, oh, well, she doesn't keep Christmas. She doesn't like Thanksgiving, guys. You know, she's part of one of those cult things where she can't keep those holidays. They're going to speak mischievous. Even if you explain to them 100 times why you don't do it, they're still going to find a way. They're still going to find a way to bring mischievous thoughts on your name, on your character, right? On your demeanor. They're going to try and bring all those things against us because our enemies don't love us. They don't care about us, right? They don't care about us at all, right? Let's go back to Psalms 41, right? Chapter 41, we're going to jump down to verse 7, right? We're going to jump down to verse 7. Well, matter of fact, I'll read verse 6 as well. Psalms chapter 41, verse 6. And if he come to see me, he speak of vanity. His heart gathereth iniquity to itself. When he goeth abroad, he telleth it. So when Tom leaves your house, when you invite him over, right? When your neighbors come by, oh man, those niggas got a big TV in there, but their furniture's trash. I wouldn't have put those paintings on the wall. I wouldn't have did this, right? But really in his mind, he's jealous. Wow, that was a nice couch. It was suede. I don't know what that was, but it was nice. He had some nice glasses too that he gave me. That drink that he made, it was made perfectly. But what is he doing? His heart gathereth iniquity, sin, because that's how it goes, right? This is how it actually goes. And you have to make sure as an Israelite that you're not operating in this spirit, right? You're not speaking evil of your brothers and sisters, right? You're not keeping iniquity gathered in your heart to itself, right? And when he goeth abroad, he tells it, right? He telling everybody, oh, you know, he has all this, she has all this, she has all that. Oh man, I seen her shoe closet. She has shoes. She had 1,000 dresses, this, that, and the other. This is why Hezekiah made that mistake. You don't show everyone what you have, right? They see you in it, fine. But you don't say, hey, this is MTV Cribs, come on into my house, look at this, look at that, right? People haven't come into my closet, right? I haven't gone into people's closets. I'm fine with that because I'm secure with who I am, right? You have to be secure in your spirit. You're not being covetous of things, right? These are the things that disappoint the Lord in regards to, he's like, I raised you better than that, right? Same thing, you look at your children, when they do something wrong, and you think to yourself, I raised you better than that. Same thing the Most High is saying, I raised you better than that, right? Let's stop looking for the flaws in one another and look for the things that we can exhort of one another, right? Because guess what? The Most High is smitten all of our enemies. So there's no reason to watch your brother or sister go down because you allowed them to stay an enemy, right? And there's no reason for you to go down to be an enemy of your brother and sister, because if you have hate in your heart for your brother or sister, you're a murderer. Don't go out like that. There's no reason to. The Most High made you better than that. And just know that, right? So now we're going down to verse 7, right? All that hate me whisper together against me, right? I've had people that whispered against me privately, right? That's their business. That's their business. There's nothing I can do, right? There's nothing you can do about the way somebody feels about you. You can try and change. You can try and make all types of hoops that you jump through for people. A lot of times that's not going to change anything, right? when Christ, and I believe that was John, right? When John came fasting, I mean, when John came, and I think he wasn't eating any food, right? If I'm saying that correctly. They tried to say that he was dealing with devils. When Christ came, you had one. No matter of fact, one was fasting, one wasn't. And both of them got the same result in regards to the Pharisees and the people having an issue and trying to put iniquity on their name. They're working with devils. They're sinners. He's a wine bibber. He's a drunk. He's doing this. He's doing that. Why? Right? Why whisper on somebody's name? Right? There's no reason to. If it's something that you don't like about a person, pray about it. Take it to the Most High. That's your brother or sister. You love them, right? You say you love your brother or sister, right? Pray about it, right? Don't go whisper to another sister. Don't go whisper to another brother, right? Because again, at the end of the day, if you whisper about me, I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to just take it to the Father, because at the end of the day, he's the judge, he's the jury, he has the final say so. So no matter what someone may think, take it to the Lord. Take it to the Lord. I don't like the way she does this. Take it to the Lord. I don't like he does this and that and I don't like how he did. Take it to the Lord. Pray about it. Fast for them. If you love them so much, if you love your brothers and sisters as you claim to tell the Most High, right? Do that. That's the best thing that you can do, because at the end of the day, you're not harvesting any type of iniquity in your heart towards them. And that's what you want to make sure you're not doing. Because what may seem perfectly fine to you in regards to your opinion may not be the same way that Yahweh Shah feels about it or the Most High feels about it, because we don't have his thoughts, right? We don't want to step into a carnal way of thinking, right? Because it says here, all that hate me whisper together against me. Do Esau do this? Yes. Do Ham do this? Yes. Ishmael, Elam, Ammon, Moab? Yes. All of them whisper, right? When you go into them Chinese restaurants, stay out of there. Stay out of there. Getting some canine or feline for $9.99. Stay out of there. When they doing all that quick talking, that sound like bullets ricocheting, right? They talking about you, right? When them Hamites looking at you, stay out of Big T. Nothing in there but what's the names anyway? Reps. So you thinking you got your a Gucci belt? No, that's not what it is. Because when you go into Dillard's or a place that actually sell like Neiman Marcus, right? They don't have a Gucci belt out where you can just get them like a regular belt from Walmart, Target. They got it behind a glass. You go in Big T, they got it sitting on top of the glass where you can just snatch them and run out of there. It's supposed to be a $500 article of clothing, but guess what? It's sitting on top of the glass. They're looking at their phone. They got all the Jordans out. When you go to Foot Locker, where the shoes at? In the back. You can't touch them. You can't just try them on because you want them. You can't just touch the box and read the box. You can just come in there and snatch them and run out of there. See what I'm saying? That's how you separate the foolishness from authentic. We got to be careful. We have to be careful. Those heathens are coming up. They living deliciously, and they're proud about it. They'll be like, I would never wear this on my feet. But they'll sell it to you with a smile, right? Those Moabites, when they sell our women that hair, they know that they look at it like you're wearing the hair of a dead person, right? They're like, you have hair, but you want to get hair. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to just sell it to you. And I'm going to go up on the price, and I know you're going to pay it. But guess what? The Most High is smitten all our enemies, because a lot of these places, a lot of these institutions, these restaurants, these facilities that we actually build up with our money as a nation is getting shut down because they're whispering against us, right? And guess what? Against me do they devise my hurt. They hate our nation. They completely despise us, right? They completely despise us. You go into their stores. I went into one of these stores, and I think it was Ishmael, right? And I was on the phone, and I was like, all right, shalom, I'll see you in a minute. And they just looked at me. The dude sitting at the door, he just rocking like he wanted to just run over there and tackle me at the register. Like I'm going to try and run out of here with the things that I just purchased, right? And I'm just looking, I'm looking at him, right? My wife, she looking at me. And we got outside. I said, you see how buddy was rocking? She's like, yeah, I noticed that. And I said, yeah, they're looking for something. They know who we are as a people. They see those fringes, they see that border of blue, they're completely reminded instantly. They know exactly what that is, right? So please understand that they're whispering that hate. Please stay away from a lot of if you can, stay away from a lot of those things that they are actually offering. I'm going to go over to Psalms 71 and 10. Slacky, I got a little long-winded there. And it says here in the book of Psalms, chapter 71, verse 10, for my enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together. They're taking counsel together. They want your children in school all day so they can say, hey, Tyrone, here, try this on real quick. Oh, that's a dress. Yeah, it's all right. We're doing a play. But my mama said I can't wear no dress. She ain't gonna know. That's what's going on a lot. And that's why I tell my son, I say, son, if they ever ask you to do something that you know that's not pleasing to the Most High Yahweh Shah and myself, because I put them before me and everything, right? Don't do it. If it's something that you're like, nah, don't do it. If they want you to be in a play and you see that they give the girl the king crown and they give you the tiara, don't you put the tiara on, boy. Just know the difference. And all praises that he does know the difference, and he's very outspoken to say, hey, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to disrespect the Most High. I'm not going to disrespect Yahweh Shah, because he's heard enough in class. He's heard enough from me and his mother to know that the Most High is not playing when he comes back. He can come back at any time. He knows that. He knows that the Most High can come back at any time, right? So when they try to get us, right, they speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together. You don't think a lot of these so-called public servants, I'm going to use that word, in regards to that's supposed to protect and serve, you don't think that they're laying wait for your soul? I done been pulled over for no reason. Family in the car, right? Completely just, I'm not going to even ask you why you pulled me over, right? Because guess what? Yeah, I'm bringing that one out. I'm bringing that one out. All praises down Israel. That's one of the precepts, right? The thing is after running my license, he was like, oh, I just seen Florida plates, so I just wanted to see who was in the car. You see there's children in the car. My wife's short, right? My children are short, right? I'm the tallest one, so you're going to see my head. You can barely see my wife's head over the seat. You know what I'm saying? Children, you can barely see their head over the headrest, right? But yet you want to pull us over to see who it is. Oh, you ran a stop sign. No, I didn't. I had to stop because the car had to come. You didn't have your blinkers on. I said, I had to because the next car behind it had to know I was turning left versus going straight. That could be an accident, right? But guess what? After he gave that back, he's like, all right, let me just do this. He ran it, came back. Yeah, I just wanted to see who was in the car. Most High had him tell the truth. That's it. You just want to see who was in the car. You saw that? We know that you are basically laying wait for my soul, for my family's soul, for any of my brothers and sisters' soul that's out here, right? Let's go over to Exodus 1 and 10, right? Because we have to know who was actually doing these things. Let's get us an idea of how the Egyptians, the so-called Hamites, right? Well, they are the Hamites. These so-called Egyptians out here are dealing with us, right? We go over to Exodus chapter 1, verse 10, right? And I'm gonna start at verse 8 and read down a little bit just so you can get the understanding of why they were acting like this particular point. Verse 8 reads, now there rose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph, right? And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up and out of the land. right? Wanted us out of there. They don't deal with us because they're like, oh, well, they could go ride with our enemies. And then now it's a lot of them. They're stronger than, they knew who we were. They knew at any time we could just go ahead and do a revolt. And that was them. They could have their chariots. They could have all the stuff that they have. They still was afraid, just like today. Just like today. A lot of these people, they see us in unity, standing on the streets, out there bringing out the word of the Most High. That's terrifying. That's terrifying to these other nations, man. Because at the end of the day, they don't have that type of unity. They don't have that type of courage. And this is where we fall into those scenarios. And wait for our soul, but do not worry. The Most High, thou hast smitten all my enemies. And he's smiting them over and over. All these little restaurants, all these little things is coming to a close, right? You see the Egyptians plotting, right? You see them plotting. Let's get the precept to the Exodus 1 and 10 with us. Let us deal wisely, lest they multiply, right? Let's get the precept for that. Saying the same exact thing. We're going over to, and we're going to see that it comes, because he said if it comes to pass, right? We're going to see where it came to pass at, right? Proof of that. We're going over to Psalms, chapter 105, verse 24. And it read, and he increases people greatly, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna jump up to 23, right? So we can get that context again. Israel also came into Egypt, and Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham, and he increased his people greatly and made them stronger than their enemies, right? There we go. And then it says in verse 25, he turned their hearts to hate his people, to deal subtly with his servants, right? He sent Moses, his servant, and Aaron, whom he had chosen. He shewed his signs among them and wonders in the land of Ham. So when we were in Egypt, he sent his representatives to get us up out of there. Did Pharaoh listen? No, his heart was hardened because the Most High was going to get the glory out of the situation. Because guess what? Deuteronomy 30:19. Record you this day. These things were going to be recorded for the Most High's glory, just to say, hey, look, I'm not playing. If I say I'm going to increase my people and they're going to be mightier, right, stronger than their enemies, there's your proof right there. Exodus 1 and 10, he said, hey, let us deal wisely with them. Hey, they multiplied and they're going to fight with our enemies. They're going to overtake us. Psalms 105:24 shows that he increased the people greatly, made them stronger than their enemies. So he brought it to pass, right? He brought it to pass. So now let's get what they're actually doing in regards to our people on a daily basis. When you're at work, when you're talking with Samantha, she's so nice. She's always doing this and that for me. Hey, all of that stuff is Capt. Because when it's time for your job to be on the line, Samantha's not going to say a word to help save it. She's going to probably say a little bit more to get you out that door. Believe it or not, trust me, a lot of our people are going through that, right? The book of Psalms, chapter 22, verse 13. They gape upon me with their mouth as a ravening and a roaring lion. If you ever seen a lion bite hold of something, like you've seen him eating a gazelle or basically trying to take down some prey, they gape onto it like a large grasp, right? See how the teeth would be, and they gather around, right? They try to pull it down. They try to dismember it. This is what our heathen nations are doing, right? Hey, train my nephew, right? Little does that person know that he's training his new supervisor. Don't even realize it. But he's been on time every day. He's never missed a day of work. He's been at the company for 5 loyal years. And guess what? He brings somebody that just got out of halfway house in to be his supervisor, who doesn't have the same qualities. But guess what? Since it's his uncle's business, he's going to turn a blind eye to all of that. But don't you do it. Because if you do it, you're going to be heavily reprimanded. You're going to have your pay cut, right? Let's get let me get a precept in regards to gaping upon me with their mouth, right? I'm going to jump over to the 27th Psalm, one of my favorite Psalms, right? And I'm going to go to verse 2. When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumble and fail. Because guess what? The Most High has smitten all of our enemies. These are the things we need to remember. Exodus 14:14. Hold thy peace. The Most High is going to fight for you. You don't have to go on this job and do all these extra things, right? You don't have to, right? Because it says right here, when the wicked, right? And we know who the wicked is. We know who the wicked is. Got it? You got it. But guess what? In case you don't got it, let's get it real quick. Because with these wickeds, it's a lot of them. I'm gonna jump over to 17 and 13, right? And it says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him." And this is Psalms chapter 17, verse 13, Salakia. "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword," right? These are the things that we've been asking the Most High to do, but we have to be on point with the Most High, right? That's why it says, when the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumble and they fell, right? And one hit a quitter from the Most High when he smit him, right? He had to sit him down, right? Let's go back. I'm going to go to Psalms chapter 22, verse 21. And it says, "Save me from the lion's mouth," right? "For thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns." So we've had the issue of crying out to the Most High once we get into trouble. And did we have to be in that trouble? No. But did we do things that put us in this trouble? Yes. Just know that your enemy is like a roaring lion that seeks to devour you just like the devil. That's all they're wanting to do. They want to, let me come in and look at your place. Let me come in and see where you work. Let me come in and see how you operate. They just want to come on in so that way they can keep that iniquity in their heart. And when they get out of there, they speak vanity and lies against you, right? That's all they're looking to do. But you have to be weary of these things. And you have to be careful with some of your brothers and sisters who may not be taking the truth seriously as you would imagine. Because there's a lot of people that's just going with the flow. And you have to make sure that you're not one of those people that's going with the flow. I have to make sure I'm not going with the flow. Am I doing this as a righteous act for the Most High? As a righteous rehearsal? Am I doing things that's pleasing to him? Hey, if I'm not doing it, the Most High is going to basically, he could do any of that. He could put any kind of affliction on me at any moment, just like he could do any of us. So let's not play those games with the Most High, right? Let's definitely not do that. Let's go over to the book of Job. Yeah. Because it says, "Save me from the lion's mouth," right? The Most High, he's heard us. He heard us. And we calling out to him, and he heard us, just like that sheep that's stuck in the little thorns and whatnot. And that shepherd's out there by himself looking for that one sheep. That's how the Most High is for. He's going to search high and low. So find that sheep. When he wants you, he'll destroy everything around you to get you. A very wise man told me that, and I've seen it with my own eyes. Let's go over to Job chapter 4, verse 10, right? And it says, "The roaring of the lion and the voice of the fierce lion and the teeth of the young lions are broken," right? They are broken. Why are they broken? Because thou hast smitten all of my enemies, right? Jump over and get the precept to that, right? Their teeth was broken. How was the teeth of those lions that came against us, those heathen nations, how was those teeth broken, right? Let's get it. Job chapter 29, verse 17, right? "And I break the jaws of the wicked," right? And we got who the wicked are, right? Psalm 17 and 13, right? And it says, "And pluck the spoil out of his teeth," right? He plucked the spoil out of his teeth. So they thought that they were eating, right? And we were being eaten in regards to it, right? But the Most High has smitten all our enemies and broken their jaws, right? He broke the jaws of the wicked, right? To get a little bit more detail, how does he break the jaws of the wicked? How does he get them up off of us? When he puts that affliction on them, guess what? He breaks their jaws so they can't talk no more, right? in regards to talking down against us. Dionysia, this the precept that I had lined up that I see that you posted in the chat as well. All praises on that, right? And it says in Psalms chapter 3, verse 7, arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for thou hast smitten all my enemies upon the cheekbone. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongeth unto the Lord. Thy blessing is upon thy people. Selah, right? This is how the jaws were broken. This is how the teeth were broken of our enemies that came upon us. They gaped upon us with their mouths. The ones that have opened their mouths to speak against us. They love to do this, right? They love to do this. So you have to be very conscious to make sure you're not doing this and that you're not operating like a heathen, all right? Because it's really easy to fall into that. You get a spirit on you, you don't recognize you got the spirit on you. That spirit's having you to operate speaking evil of your brothers and sisters, wondering when their name's going to die, things of that nature. This is not how we're supposed to operate in the nation of Israel, right? We're supposed to operate with loving kindness, tender mercy, long suffering, right? Supposed to operate with the fruits of the spirit, right? Let's go over to Luke 1:71, right? Because we have these orders that we've had. The Most High to come and break the jaws of the wicked. He's smitten all of our enemies on the cheekbone, right? Broke their teeth, right? And guess what? The reason why he did that, let's get it. Luke 1:71. That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, right? To perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant, right? This is the oath, matter of fact, 73, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, right? And that was done in Genesis 12:3, right? So we have the covenant, we have the promises. We can go to Romans 9 to get that, all right? But we don't have to, because that's precept that's always utilized, because it breaks down the lives of our enemies. But we will be saved from our enemies. Well, who's the heathens going to be saved from? They're living deliciously. The Hamites come over here after scamming with bank scams and doing all types of scamming stuff. They come over here, and guess what? They live deliciously. Elam, they come over here, same difference. They live deliciously, open all kind of stores and delis and who knows the kind of stuff going on. Ishmael come over here, he sway on every gas station, living deliciously. Esau already, he gonna take what he want from any of these nations. He's living deliciously by the sword. He's like, I'll just come into your country. You don't want to do what I say do. I'm gonna destabilize it. I'm gonna put in a puppet government and basically do it like that. And I'm going to rule it from behind the curtain. That's how a lot of these places get taken down, right? Think about it. Haiti didn't want to operate under the protocols of the epidemic. And guess what? When that president said, hey, we're fine. We're eating a good diet. We're doing all of these things that don't require the help of what y'all want to give us. We don't need that. What did they do? They had his door kicked down in the middle of the night, and they came in there and machine gunned the whole house up, killed up everybody. Who can just go into a president's house with no problem and just shoot up everybody and disappear into the night like nothing happened? You can't do that here. You can't do it in other countries. You can't go to Russia and go in there and try that. You can't go to China, go in there and try that, or any of these other countries and try that. So you just go into Haiti and try that, right? They got a government structure. They have a military. They have those things. It's not as large as some of these world governments, but they have it for emergencies. So where was all of the protection? It was based on the fact that that person decided to say, hey, I'm going to speak out against my enemies. I don't need that. My people do not need this. And because he felt that way and showed the proof of it, right? They said, we got to get him out of here. He's going to mess it up for everybody. He's going to have people believe in that. And when people believe in that, then we're not going to be able to do what we want to do behind the scenes of that, right? because that's how they run it. That's exactly how they run it, right? Let's go back to the book of Psalms. I want to get chapter 44, verse 7, right? Which is the precept to Luke 1:71. And it says, the book of Psalms, chapter 44, verse 7. But thou hast saved us from our enemies and hast put them to shame that hated us. That's why a lot of these actual people. Shalom, salute, Officer Berechiah from the plantation. I'm telling you, man, tell them Hamites and all of those heathens, stand down. Stand down, ain't it? Brother had a beautiful class on Wednesday night. All right. You just let us know. And you can see them heathens all the time. When he tell you, it's like you can just imagine, like, dang, I can imagine the way that heathen came in there. Said the supervisor came in there and she in there bossing everybody around. I know she sound like Wakanda. What is this? Who are you? Go fix these things. Right? Sound like straight Wakanda in there. But guess what? He's enduring in there because we all have. I got digital cotton. Me and my wife picked digital cotton. So they tell us, hey, you're not picking enough. They lie. Tell my wife, hey, work through lunch. If you work through lunch, I'm gonna give you $25 gift card. You know what she did? She did it, right? Thinking they wasn't lying. She worked through the lunch. When it came time to get a gift card, we didn't get it approved with the finance department. My bad. That's the deception. This is why the Most High has to smite our enemies on the cheekbone and shatter their teeth, right? Because guess what? We're not strong enough to do it. When we try to go in there and do it, they're just going to fire us and find another slave, right? That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to replace you, right? That's it. Last hired, first fired. They love to play that route, right? But it says it here, but thou hast saved us from our enemies and has put them to shame that hate us. A lot of times they hate you. That's why I prefer working from home. When I used to work in the job, what's those things on your shirt? You don't matter how many times you explain why you're wearing them, they still want to ask more questions that are just the same question, just repackaged, right? How come you wasn't here yesterday? I got new moon. What's that? It's the Sabbath in the Bible. You want me to show you? No, I ain't got to see that. But yet you're still asking about it. Yet your concern is why I'm not here. I'm just not here. Enjoy that. Since you don't really care about me like that, enjoy the fact that I'm not here. But they won't do that. They're going to speak evil in their heart. They're going to whisper together against us, right? They're going to try and go to HR. I don't think that, I looked up what he says he believes in on the internet. I think you should see this. They're going to look for the most extreme negative example of what we believe in, right? And they're going to bring that to the forefront when they do that, right? We'll go to Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse 4, right? And it says, for the Lord your God is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. These other heathens don't have that. You can't call Buddha. He's somewhere eating a 20-piece to come save you, right? Just like when the prophets had, went ahead and mocked the actual false prophets of Jezebel and Ahab and said, hey, where's your God? Maybe he's asleep. Maybe he's on a journey. Maybe he's doing this. Maybe he's doing that, right? Our God is right here every time. He doesn't sleep nor slumber. His foot never slips. So when he's going to do something within his will, when he says he's coming for his children, he's coming. When he says he's going to punish the wicked, he punishes them. Whether they understand it or comprehend it or not, those who are looking at the world with a spiritual eye now see it. They're like, oh, they're over there in warfare. They're tearing it up. This hospital got blown apart. All praises, right? This structure got blown apart with this, that, and the other inside. All praises. You know why? Because it had to come to pass. It was prophecy. You can't stop prophecy from happening. No matter how much they hate us, no matter how much they feel that we are not the true children of God, no matter how much the Bible explains that, a lot of these Christians, when we get out here and say, That's not true. I'm going to look in the they don't find any version of the Bible that's going to agree with the foolishness that they believe in, right? But it says here, for the Lord your God, right, he's going with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. That doesn't get more descriptive. Something like that makes me excited on the inside, knowing that the Most High is going with me. It's no different from you come home from school, you got jumped on by, let's say, some older kids. You're in middle school, some older kids jumped on you, and you got brothers that are either graduated from school or in high school, things of that nature, and they're like, man, what happened to you? Man, they beat me up, they did this and that. Okay, well, we going up there right now. Where they at? They down the street. Okay, no worries, just come with us, just point them out. And they finna go down there and they finna break those lions' teeth. No problem. That's how the Most High is going to fight for you. In Exodus 14:14, this is what Exodus 14:14 is saying to you in a more complex way of understanding. The Lord your God is he that is going with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. That's pretty much cut and dry on what's going to happen if you're doing what the Most High say do. You're going to have this type of result. This is what we're aiming for. I want to make sure the Most High smites all my enemies of my nations, right? Let me go over to Psalms 136. Because I tell you, boy, these people are getting more and more and more proud and puffed up. And the Most High got that pen, he going to let that air out, right? The book of Psalms, chapter 136, verse 24, right? And it says, and have redeemed us from our enemies, right? For his mercy endureth forever. Who has redeemed us? The Most High has redeemed us, right? Who is our enemies? Let's get the enemies first. Then we're going to get the redeemed. Get the enemies first. Get the enemies first, because they like to say, we don't have no enemies. Oh, y'all just making that stuff up in your mind. Those people, da-da-da-da-da. Do you love the Lord? Yes, I love the Lord. You love God? Yes. You believe the Bible? Yes, yes. Everything's yes, yes, yes. Until you read this, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68, right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. We know what Egypt is, bondage. Exodus 20:2, that's the precept for Egypt, right? It says, we will bring us into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold to your enemies. For bondmen and bondwomen, no man shall buy you. Where were we sold? On the coast, on the shipyards. They sold us like we were cattle. They sold us like we were barrels of hay. They sold us like we were a box of guns, right? They sold us like these things. We were sold to our enemies, not to our friends. Our last names don't belong to us. We have money with slave masters on it. They've yet to change that, right? We have slave masters on our money, right? They give us logos on a lot of our clothing that actually show their hatred for us, right? We made Levi jeans possible, right? By being popular, by a lot of our people who endorsed it, bought those Levi jeans as a fashion statement, made them $1 billion company. But guess what? They were already there off the labor of what we were doing out there in the field for them. That's why their logo is 2 horses, not pulling apart some jeans as they like to do it, because you can't put a Negro on there. No, they're pulling apart a black man. Now, you probably say, well, that's a little far-fetched. Look up their company. They own slaves. How were we punished in front of other slaves? I'm going to get 2 horses, send them in 2 opposite directions, and let them pull. I'm going to keep beating them until they rip this man apart. Till they rip his limbs off, or his legs out of the socket, till he's dismembered, right? Timberland, they got the big tree, right? For their Wicca, which is witchcraft as well, the tree that they was hanging niggers from, right? There's plenty of different clothing brands that will put it right in your face. Like, what are you going to do about it, right? They do it because our enemies are who we were sold to, right? And now they took the chains off of us because they have the chain on our mind. I'm going to give you social media. You're going to be hypnotized by your phone to just look at social media. That's why I got a camera on the front. They can monitor. This nigga been watching us for 23 hours. You all know that? Yeah, they're clapping. They're high-fiving. Right? Oh, he went viral. Yeah, we went viral. About 8 million views. But it wasn't bringing out the word of the Most High. Right? Trying to bid our people to the marriage. But we don't, that's not something that they're like, well, you're not getting paid. We don't care about that. Our riches and glory is in heaven. All right? All we are here to do is to keep the commandments and live. Do what the Most High says, do. All right? Keep these feast days, respect the Sabbath, the new moons and the feast days, and basically try to live as peacefully as we possibly can with one another. That's what we're here to do. And until we understand that, we're going to be in the same realm. Because now, let me get redeemed real quick. Because we got to see who's the redeemed. What's the redeemed? In case it's your first time watching. Well, who's the redeemed that was going to be saved, right? Let's get it. Psalms 107 and 2. And it reads, right? Let the redeemed of the Lord say so, whom he hath redeemed from the hand of the enemy, right? Go to verse 3. And gather them out of the lands from the east, from the west, from the north, and from the south. He's going to gather us, right? You go to 8. You can go to Matthew 8 and 11 or Zechariah 8 and 7 to get the precepts for us being gathered. And when Yahweh shall return, who the world ignorantly calls Christ, right? Which is the Hamashiach, he's going to gather us from these four corners of the earth. We wear the fringes to basically represent the four corners of our vesture or our garment, right? We make sure that we keep these laws that we're commanded to do, because if you don't, you're going to be lost in the sauce, man. So they're making more and more deception every day. They're building it up. They're ramping it up, right? They're trying to put you in a situation where you're going to be like, man, I wish I wouldn't have did that, right? Use wisdom. You got your Apocrypha, you got your Holy Bible. You might got a 16. Get your 1611. Soldier Ezra said they're on sale right now for, I think, like $30. Just 1611. Well, you got both, right? Rip it out the plastic, you know? I'm going to get another example of how they plotted on us. They knew what we were doing. They knew how we operated. They knew how our people were kept, right? I'm going to go to Judah 5 and 20. And it says, now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to jump up to 19. It says, but now are they returned to their God and are come up from the places where they were scattered, right? And have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. So it says we were scattered. What did the other scripture just say in regards to what we just read, right? Psalms 107 and 3, and gathered them out of the lands from the east to the west to the north to the south. That sounds scattered to me, right? But guess what? They knew what was going on, right? That's why I said they were scattered, right? Verse 20, now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. That's Moab now, out there plotting, because they knew it, right? Because Psalms 107 and 2, let the redeemed of the Lord say so, whom he hath redeemed from the hand of the enemy. What was the enemy just saying? If they stand in iniquity, we can't beat them. If we keep them in sin, we can win. That's what they were looking for. These were the things that they were looking for, right? Because they know who we are. To this day, they know who we are, right? That's why they have our people in so much confusion, right? And get another example. Because these people we trying to act like, well, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. Let's go over the first Maccabees. It was you, right? It's like how you do us, guilty by association, you're guilty by blood, right? First Maccabees 2:10, and it says, "What nation have not had her part in having a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?" Right? These are the situations that our people deal with. Every nation had their part in taking us into captivity because we sinned against the Most High. But the Most High is still going to punish them tremendously for their deeds. They don't just get away with it because he utilized them to do it. No, right? If a husband gets one of his friends that his wife doesn't know to do a loyalty test, right? Hey, let me take you out to dinner. Let me do this, let me do that. Tries to kiss her, has everything on tape, and she goes for it. Guess what? He's not gonna be like, well, thank you, my friend, for doing that, sleeping with my. No, he ain't gonna deal with that guy no more. And he definitely ain't gonna deal with his wife. It's gonna be punishments on both sides, right? Especially if the guy's like, well, I just told you to try and get her phone number. You took her out to eat. Y'all sneaking around behind my back. You slept with her. Yeah, now you gotta run this fade, right? She's gonna be divorced. She's out of there. Now she's lost her husband. These things actually happen. It's the same thing. These nations did what they did. We're in captivity under them. They, as we seen in Judah 5:19 and 20, they plotted. They knew what we were doing. Hey, if we can keep them in sin, we can win. But if we don't, that's it for us. And their Lord's gonna fight for them. They're redeemed, right? He's their redeemer. No matter what, he's gonna basically smite those enemies on their cheekbone, shatter their teeth, right? Let's get one last count, right? Get one last account. Because I was going to go into Mordecai, and I can say that real quick. Mordecai refused to bow down to Haman, right? In the book of Esther, the 3rd chapter. I think it's like the second verse. Haman rolled up on him, right? He refused that. I'm not bowing. I know the laws. I'm not bowing to this heathen. This Edomite not doing it. Haman was mad. He was really upset about that. So what did he do? He went to the king and put a price on the nation of Israel's head, right? Put a price on my head. It was brought to Queen Esther because she was a queen because she was dealing with Xerxes, right? She called for a fast of the nation, told them, hey, look, we're going to fast. We're going to put on sackcloth. Ashes, we're going to do this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to cry out to our Lord. He's going to fight this battle, right? The king wanted to reward Malachi. One night he couldn't sleep. The Most High made him restless. He could not sleep. So he was going through his actual books and was like, hey, who else has done something good for me? Who else has done a good deed? And he brought up Mordecai. And he says, well, what have we done for him? Like nothing. So Haman was going over there to do some more deception, more iniquity in his heart, right? More speaking evil upon us, right? Had their mouth open to gape upon our people. And the Most High had the heart of the king turn, as the scriptures tell us, he can turn the heart of the king at any time. Haman was just too simple-minded to really understand what was going on. Came over there full of vanity, being puffed up, and actually the king said, hey, what should I do for a person that's done something great for me? You know, like really, really great. How should I reward him? Haman thinking, oh man, he talking about me. I'm about to come up. Well, I'll give him this, the best clothes, a crown, a scepter, jewelry, the best chariot ride from around the city for everybody to see him. Everything that he wanted for himself, he told the king. King said, yeah, that's a good idea. Make sure that Mordecai gets all of that, or I'm going to kill you. So he went home complaining to his wife about that, right? He created some gallows because he wanted to hang Mordecai for him not bowing to him in the beginning of the 3rd chapter of Esther, right? But in the 7th chapter, the 10th verse, Haman was hung on those same gallows, and they hung all his children. And Mordecai was moved up into a position of power, and he created a decree and said, we're going to kill all these heathens that were going to kill us. And the king was like, hey, whoa, wait a minute, what y'all doing? I didn't know y'all was going to do all of this. But guess what? It was for the Most High to get the glory in the end. He going to use who he wants to actually move things around. So they thought that it was one thing. Guess what? The Most High showed them it wasn't. Showed them was something else, right? I'm gonna go to Psalms 83 in class on this, right? Because guess what? No matter how much they tell you that you can trust them, as we know in Sirach 12, trust not thy enemies. Never trust thy enemies, right? But I'm gonna get Psalms 83, right? And it says, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, which is an angry type of I want to say a riot, but an angry gathering, right? And they that hate thee have lifted up the head, right? They hate us. They done lifted up. They got a little bit of confidence in themselves. They lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. We just read that in Judith 19 and 20, right? That's why I'm bringing this out after Judith 19 and 20. I want to get a good example. Right? And it says, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembered. We read that earlier in Jeremiah 11 and 19. And for those who may have missed that, I'm just going to read that again to end this out, because these heathens know exactly who you are. They see who you are. And at the end of the day, you have to know who you are. And have to understand the Most High will smite all of our enemies. You focus on keeping those law, statutes, and commandments, staying in the spirit, doing what needs to be done. Right? The book of Jeremiah, chapter 11, verse 19. But I was like a lamb or an ox that is brought to the slaughter, and I knew not that they had devised devices against me. Walk into the office, everybody looking at you weird. Somebody done told on you about something you didn't even do. You didn't know that they devised devices against you, saying, let us destroy the tree with the fruit. That's why it says, show your fruits, right? Having good fruits. They want to destroy that long suffering, that loving kindness, that tender mercy, right? They want to destroy those fruits thereof, right? Let us cut him off from the land of the living. So they want you out of there, right? They want to know when you're going to die, right? That his name may be no more remembered, right? That's what they want you to do. Just like we read in Psalms 41, verse 5, my enemies speak evil against me. When shall he die? His name shall perish. This is what they're plotting on. This is what they're hoping for every day. Do not put yourself in a position to grant them that pleasure, right? Do not put yourself in that position, right? Here at the Battle Axes, we always say, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right? What we want to do. Like I said, we have a feast day coming up. I believe Sunday night we're going to be meeting. Tuesday night we're going to be meeting. And then on the 16th, if I'm not mistaken, which is that Saturday night, we're having a ball. If you have not spoken to leadership in regards to coming to the actual gathering, right? On those days, please reach out. Tonight we have Soldier Rajatop. He's going to be ending off our Friday classes with his class. And then tomorrow we have leadership. They'll be doing their class. Sunday, Captain Benaniyah. Monday, Captain Jerubbaal. Tuesday morning, Officer Yaakov. Tuesday evening, Captain Maccabees. Wednesday, Officer Barakaya. Thursday, Captain Yarn. I pray that you're feeling better. Friday morning, myself. Friday evening, either Soldier Donovan or Soldier Rajatakia. Classes every day to feed the nations as we are commanded to actually do so. All right? And I'm going to bring out, because we have to always let our light shine, right? I'm going to bring out Leviticus chapter 24, verse 2, right? And it says, command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure olive oil beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually. You always want to let your light shine in Israel, man. No matter how dark it gets in your life, always let your life shine, man. Because the Most High is smitten our enemies. No matter how much they open their mouth against you, right? No matter how much they want you to actually die, or your name to perish, or your heritage to be lost, right? No matter how much they speak and they want to lay wait for your soul, right? He's increased our people and made us stronger than our enemies. You got to remember that. He will fight for you. No matter how much they gape their mouths as lions ready to attack, he's going to break their teeth. He's going to break their jaw. One hit a quitter, right? That we may be saved from our enemies, right? The Most High is the one that has gone for us, with us, to fight against them that come against us. We got to remember that, right? That's the same thing, Deuteronomy 20:4, right? We are the redeemed. We were sold into our enemies, right? But you have to understand who your enemy is. Don't never lose sight of that. Know that they take crafty counsel. They know that if you don't serve your God as he instructed you to do, that's when they can have the win over you, your household, and your children. So if you love them, you're not doing that. Do not keep any malice in your heart, iniquity in your heart, vanity in your heart. Be careful who you operate with. And when you have a problem, right? If you have an issue that just keeps bothering and vexing your spirit, pray for yourself that you can get past that. Pray for the individual that you have the problem with, right? Move forward. Don't take that forward. Don't take that forward. You have a much better life, man. And with that, I'm Soldier E. Hood of the Battle Axes. I bid y'all a very blessed day of preparation, a blessed day of the Sabbath tomorrow, as well as this feast day of the day of, feast of dedications. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom, Kahala Yahweh, Bahashima Mashiach, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, Yahweh, Barakatah, Akim, Barakatah, Akwatim. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Peace be to you.